to my channel. Welcome back to another video. So today I want to continue my testimony part 2. So basically part 1 is there when basically let me tell you how everything did start and whatever, but now I want to continue the testimony and continue telling you the story, because I just realized I never did follow up and finish that part of the story. So we're going to pick up let me see which part in the video I did stop talk. So basically I think we did stop when we did want to go to Canada. So that was back in 2022 or whatever. Let's just pick up here. I don't remember exactly where we stopped, but let's pick up here. So basically we did want to go abroad to study and it never work out. God never make it work out and we did upset with God, right? And there were just so many things happening in my life during that time where I did just try to find myself. Now in the summer before I start UE, and I say I did kind of have up my family and whatever back then, you know, because them never followed through or I never end up get to go abroad. Now looking back, I'm saying now, all of that was necessary. Like the entire process of me getting disappointed and everything not going my way did necessary in order to make me the person that I am now. Because I tell you, you would want to meet me like what I say how like 3 years ago. Like you would want to meet me 3 years ago. 3 years ago I did just a mess. Like me just said I want a mess. Like I'm not telling you that. Me just like a walking mess, walking with issues, problems, everything. Like I was a mess, like honestly. So I was a mess. Now I start we did a store, we did a UE the summer before UE, and like looking back at home, I did upset with my family, I did upset with this, I'm upset with that. God kind of just opened my eyes in a sense where it made me realize, you know what, me don't even need to be upset, right? Because the fact that I did have them up means I did have to forgive them, I did have to move on, I did have to get over it. But it just shows how I put all of my trust in the wrong thing. Like honestly, that was what God did kind of show me back then. I put my trust in the wrong thing. So basically, I forgive them, move on, and I just kind of accept, say, you know what, may go UE. So in September of 2022, when I start UE, and honestly, I was a mess times 2, right? I was a mess times 2. Now, as me there's in the story, the summer before I go to UE, 2 things happened. One, I did have a dream. I soon talk about that dream that I did have. And then the second thing happened was that every single night, or when I go to sleep, I used to play this song, and it's like no matter how much time pass, I literally continue remembering this song, because this song was literally a prayer. Okay, so basically during that same summer, every single night when I used to go to my bed, I used to play this particular song. Now, this song was called, I never saw it called, but basically the song what Kevin Downs will sing, where him say, lead me oh to a place I've never been before. I don't remember what this song name, but a close name, I don't think of that name, but it basically go lead me oh to where I've never been before. So basically during that time in my life, everything was just chaos around me. As I say, I did have up my family at the time, because my dreams them crash and burn, and you know, me I try to cope with everything, with all the disappointment and everything. And basically all of that take place, and me just feel like say me just need to get out of the situation, the circumstance, the environment that I did in, and me just need to get out, honestly. So during that time, that was a song when I play every single night, and that was also a prayer. Lead me to a place where I've never been before. Now, I start UE. Yes, I get over the fact that I go to Canada. I get over that part. I start UE, and now the work start beat me at UE. Now, all of the issues and the problems I did have before, I forgive my family, but there were some other things happening in the background. Now, I move on to I got figure out Canada. Now, the work at UA, when I come at UA, and the chemistry that beat me, the biology that beat me, I say, no man. And it's like, I did so the first week of school, I did already behind in a chemistry. It's like, the fact said the notes, and because in a high school, you kind of used to, them give notes and you can kind of keep up with the work. But now it's like, 3 lectures gone for one course in a 1 week, and that are over 100 lecture slides for me go sit down and read 3 lectures in a 1 week. Who have time for the read all of that for one course? Assignments that pile up, right? Okay, in a university, the first week everybody is like a curriculum, is like a syllabus, whatever you want to call it, and them just start burning. There's no like a warm up when the semester start. Them just drop in it. So now when I start the semester, I say, I say, no man, because the work I beat me bad. Like the work I beat me bad because chemistry, I don't know what I go on chemistry. I is so lost in chemistry. I say, God, what I go do? The biology, I don't know. Point is that it is so stressful. I did drown at the work. I did just completely fall into depression during that time because I could not keep, like, I don't even know what, like, I never know what I do because every day my got class come back, work, and then there was just so much happening during that time, that first semester in 2022. So much things are happening. I'm like, God, so I cannot manage that. I literally feel myself a collapse in the semester. Like me just if I give up. Like remember one night me did at that time I did have a roommate and me did like me try to work or something. Cause me have a lamp on my table and I did here and it's like me just put on my head because my roommate in the room and I could even make sure no see a bomb and really sit down. As in, if you know how the room look, you know how the room looks. So it's basically like the table is on opposite side and my table face. So my face, when I sit down on the table, my face in the wall. I could even make sure no say a bomb over there, a ball. Like, I just put on my head on the book. She don't know what thing want to go and she having earpads or what. She not listen to me. So it's like I did it and it's like some silent bawling. Okay, you can't make me know say a ball, but literally is when I feel so overwhelmed to the point where I just have a break. And that is where I did actually start a journal. I did just start right because during that time I said to myself say I need to find what I did use to cope in the past. And the thing is that I'm the type of person who like write things down. Even right now I have a book right now. I don't know, I go through several, I just like write. That is how me quote unquote express myself. I like to write. So during that time, me get a book and just a regular notebook and I just start write every day. And the thing is that this was not just no regular book. This book had prayers to God every single day. Sometimes there's a morning prayer and a night prayer, and then sometimes there's one long prayer. It's either in the morning or in the night. I write it, right? And I just start become more intentional about talking with God because I said, God, me will collapse and burn at this semester. I cannot do it. And by the end of the semester, that book did literally fall from back to front all the way. Meaning that a notebook was still kind of like this. I just take a random notebook and I just write in there. And imagine saying, in the span of like, let's say 2 to 3 months, I full off this book because I write. Because I write every single day, right? In the span of 2 to 3 months, I full off this book because I write every single day. And in this book, there were prayers to God every single day. When I go through, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, and that is how, because initially, honestly, in the last part 1, I talk said, I never did know over prayer. I did talk in that part 1, so I never know over prayer. And basically, I really never know for prayer, like how to really get into that place, because in the past, before I made prayer, it did feel more like me I talk to myself, like I don't know if God hear me or not. And that is how I did start right, because I realized I can organize my thoughts a lot better, organize my feelings a lot better, organize just what I try to get across a lot better. So I start writing and I say, alright God, I write to you, and usually when I write, I realize I actually say what I want to say verses just made us talking in my head. But when you write, you really sit down and think a lot more. You put the words together as in what exactly you ask God to do for you. So I full of that book, and then the girls in bottom floor of the God church, and it's like me say, alright, you know what, me get up one day and me say, you know what, me need to go to church because a long time in a go to church. And so me go to her and me say to her, say me can come with her now. She say yes, we can come with her. And so that was when, that is how me start God church. Me got the first church service with them, and the song Jared, I don't know that song Jared, he just always lick me. But when them say, if he dresses the lilies with beauty and splendor, how much more will he clothe you? If he watches over every sparrow. And it just really touched my heart. Like, me did break. Me did break so much when I hear that song. And then it's like a veil come off of my eyes. Like, I don't know what kind of life I lived before, but when I go there and hear that song, and it's like it changed everything for me. The way I look at life, the way I see myself, the way I see other people, it changed everything. And so I said, alright, I just go back to church and everything. And I don't know, and then this is such a funny thing. No, one particular time I got to church before I get baptized, the pastor did say, if you are not saved, raise your hand or something. And during that time, just to put it out there, it's like during that time, me da go to church so often now, you get what I mean? And I don't know why, but for some reason when him say if you're not saved, I don't know why I feel so pressured or whatever, but I never stand up and say I'm not saved, right? I just kind of sit down in a congregation and I just let it pass, right? But the thing is that when I did sit down and never let him know so I did never saved, it did just, I did feel so guilty inside, you know what I mean? Like the guilt did like grill me, and I say, you know what, I need to make things right. And every time if I do something that I feel like was wrong, I will go to God about it. Even if I cannot go to the person, if I have the courage to go to the person, I will go to God and I go about it and I'm going to say, God, I really should do that and give me the strength to make things right. So during that time, I never did stand up, and I did feel so bad. I just feel so guilty. Like I never feel them the guilt in my life. Like me say, it's almost like you tell a lie in a church, right? So it's like I go to God about it and you know all that stuff. No, this final time I finally go, and I don't know why I did mostly sit down to the back of the church, but this final time I go, and then them that sing this song in Jara, and it's like a couple months, like I say late November, because I remember I start going like October, I remember October I start going, but the point is that like late November, literally before school was locked for holiday and something, and we go back, and it's like that particular day and you sing Jara and ask if you're not saved, God in heaven knows. I don't know how I reach at the altar. Me myself up to this day don't know how I reach at the altar. It's like I just get up and I just sit up there. It's like I could do nothing. I could literally do nothing. I just sit there at the altar because I did just at a place where I say, God, I really know what's going on in my life. I just cannot do it. I also don't want to do it. I don't want the stress. I don't want the control. I don't want to carry the weight, carry the burden. I just cannot do it. I just don't have the strength to do it. And the funny thing is, it's not a funny thing, but as I say, I go up to that altar, and that was the day that basically I did surrender, right? That was the day I surrender. And then my baptism never come until like we are in a March, like 3 months afterwards, you know. I mean, I tell you, it was a journey. I mean, I'll explain more of that later on, but when I go there, that day is like, I go home and I did feel so happy. Like, as some know, I did make the right decision because I did feel so happy, right? But also, after I go up there are also the intrusive thoughts that come afterwards, right? Now, the thing now, during that particular point in my life, God was like a safe place. What do you call it now? A safe place. That's how we can describe him. a safe place, because in that point in my life, it did really and truly feel like, say, there was nobody me could have depend on. There's nobody me could have really tell how me feel like life did not beat me. Like life did not beat me wicked. And there was nobody who would understand where me come from when me say these things, because them parents quote unquote feel like, say, you have it all, you get it all, you're in a school, you get this, you get, so parents don't want to hear certain things. No, during that time when I tell I said depression, anxiety was, it did us really bad. Like it really bad. As I tell you, say me in the room a ball, my roommate in the room too, and the roommate even realized a bomb over the ball, like literally, because the stress it had get to me. Like looking back, it didn't just way too much on my shoulder, not even just schoolwork, but also people problem. And that is why going forward, me not put take people problem put on my head. It's like it's not my business, it's not my problem, and me not take people problem put on my head, because it's not worth it. And who am I if you carry people problem with the next thing? And that is where me really and truly have to give God and say, God, take all my problem, take people problem when me feel like say me I carry too, and just take people problem from me, take my problem, because it's just more than me, way more than me. And also now, yeah, it was like a safe place. So I feel like I could have dump all of the garbage, all of the junk, all of the stress, all of the depression, all the anxiety, all of them, everything. Because what I realize is that some things, especially in your family, some things people don't make it approachable enough for you to come and say to them, say, you know what, I actually feel depressed, I actually feel like really bad anxiety, worry, or doubt, whatever you want to call it. And things that certain people just have a quote unquote willing, right? No, during that time there was literally nobody that me could have tell what was taking place in my life from a mental perspective, right? From a mental perspective, but it under so much pressure, under so much pressure, stress from school, everything it is so bad. And what made me really realize is that during that time there was not one person who I feel like say me could have take up the phone, call and tell, say, you know, say me depressed, my anxiety bad, and they would understand. That's a keyword. You can tell people, but would they understand? Not one soul. So during that time, that is when I really and truly start to lean on God more and more, because I say, God, why? Well, I'm my family, every single person on this earth right now feel me, because, and it's like, is we're not even supposed to look upon it like that. Say, you know what, all of them feel me, when the truth is that they never owe me not from day one. That's the thing though. But because of how we grew up and we feel like we must depend on this first for this, depend on that, depend on that, depend on, and that was the issue with me. And that is what God really helped me to realize. Say, my problem was that I depend too much on other people. That was my issue. The dependency is not good, because the truth is that, you see, people, you see, human beings, once them have blood running in them veins, I go do some stupidness. I go. The point is that the way how we set up by nature, we're gonna do some rubbish, and we're gonna hurt somebody. We're gonna just do something, and we're gonna hurt somebody. We know dependable. We know responsible. There's no way you can hold an ex. That is how me look at it. There's no way we can hold an ex human being accountable for be perfect, because everybody are gonna stumble and they're gonna do some rubbish. All of it, I go do some rubbish. Like literally, all of it go do something. So it's like keeping depending, when you depend on people and feeling like say them are gonna have it together when them not have it together either. You me not have it together and them not have it together, and all of we don't have it together. So how we gonna work this out? And so that is when I really realized, alright, I really put too much dependence upon people to provide, for give me this, for give me that, for support me, and it's like me keep on and looking at the wrong places, right? For this quote unquote support. And that is when me stop. Me stop completely looking to family for certain things, or completely depending on that 100% dependency when we did have, not that dependency dash way. Because yes, people can support you and they can love you and they can do whatever, but at the same time, if that person mess up, you better be ready to one, expect that them are gonna mess up. Two, to forgive them at the same time. Me I talk about family now. When they mess up, expect it. Not feel like because none of them are perfect. So expect it. And then two, be ready to forgive them because they're gonna do some rubbish and they're gonna mash up your head, and you just have to put yourself in a position where basically nobody now have that amount of control over you. Not your family, not your one mother, not your one father. It's like you can think for yourself and you can go to God about it, because I realize is that some, especially growing up, I did feel like say my parents did have all the answers in the world. And as we get older, I say, why better me go to God about this? Because they really don't have all the answers in the world. And not every advice is good advice. That's the honest truth. So not every advice is good advice, honestly. So you just have to be in a place where you really come to the realization, you know what, them don't know everything. And it's like going to them. I don't know if you go to them, but at the same time, you need to go to God about it, because sometimes things are above all our way, and sometimes people go to them people go to them own problem, them own issues, them own frustrations. They don't want to hear what you have to say. And if them hear what you have to say, is like at the same time you need to be going to the right person with your problems. Right? Go to the right person with your problems. And you see the minute me really stop with the dependency on other people, like if me really not have me just leave it at that, and I start depending on God more. I say, alright, if something go wrong, I say God, if me need this, me go to God. And literally even me going on work and travel the first time, which I feel like I want to talk about that separately, but you know, even going on work and travel the first time, that was a whole miracle in and of itself. Because listen to me, many think me go on work and travel the first time. Nobody did know me I gone away. Like that is why I say God did good and God did work it all together. So when me today I go through all this depression and everything, and the point is that life was life in. I made it so stressed out. And that was the only safe place. And at the same time, I don't know how I forget this point. During that time, I never feel that like the amount of emptiness I feel in my life, because one, I not got Canada and everything, and this and this was happening. So it's like I did have this big hole in my chest. This is a big emptiness that nothing help, nothing ever make no sense, nothing make no sense to me. Right? And to realize that God was the only thing that helped me fill that big hole, that big gap. Right? That was the only thing, because really and truly, you realize you cannot do it. You honestly, you cannot do it. We cannot do it. We cannot do it alone, and the people around us cannot help us, if that makes sense, if we really look at it a certain way. And that is why going forward from then in 2022, we really start look at God for almost everything. Listen to me. So it's like if we go to somebody about something and them do something and me end up disappointed with what them do, but it's like it's not to the point where me go ban or roll up on the ground like me I eat it, because one, me should expect it, and then two, me have to be ready to forgive. So if there's somebody there, and if your own family emotionally unavailable, them no want to listen to you, if them distant, if them whatever, me just reach a point in my life where me just decide say, me not carrying this burden, me not carrying the problem, and the only thing you can do for people is honestly for just pray for them. That's the only thing you can do. You can just pray for them. Like, it's not your job to fix people, help people in a certain way. All you can do is pray for them. Not take up them problem by your head. You cannot. You can barely even carry your own problem. So that was what me did realize during that time. And then I say, you know what? Focus on yourself. That was probably one of the biggest theme. Focus on yourself and get yourself together. Right? That was literally it. Get yourself together, because me I tell you, it never did pretty. But point is that looking back now, God get me out of so much problem, so much. I'm talking about depression, anxiety, worry, doubt. Listen to me, you don't understand. Like a far me come from. And even recently now I listened to one song, and basically near to the ending of the song say, I barely recognize myself. And honestly, if I look back on myself, you know what, almost call this almost 3 years ago, I can barely recognize myself, because the person was sitting right here right now and the person back then, I know the same somebody, this is not the same person. It's like that person, if me, listen to me, if that person was to stand up in front of me right now, is a completely different person. And I don't know, I just love the part in that song, because the song says, I barely recognize myself. And that in and of itself is a whole miracle, because God alone could have do that. God alone could have make you look back in your life and not even recognize the person you used to be. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I don't know, this is going to just be the part 2, right? So this is going to be the part 2 of the testimony. And we're going to continue, and we're going to elaborate about the work and job, and then we're going to elaborate about the baptism day leading to work and travel and all that stuff. So anyways, this is part 2 of the testimony. We'll watch part 1 to see how it started off, and I don't know, we're gonna have part 3. We're going to have part 3, so we're gonna keep it moving basically. But this is part 2. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we're gonna do part 3.